All right. Hey, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Good morning, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are, wherever you're watching in the world. Welcome to the broadcast. Today, we're going to be talking about what a crappy client experience is costing you. And I'm really excited to chat about this. As you come in, drop a comment, let me know where you are watching from, and share this out. If you are new here, my name is Felicia. I'm the owner of PLH Consulting, and we help entrepreneurs and moms in business implement systems so that they are able to work less in their business without compromising the client experience. So I'm really just going to hop right into this because I'm really excited about this topic, and I like talking about client experience. I promise y'all, every time I come on live video, she wants to get loud. She is always so quiet before I go live. And then as soon as I go live, she is like, wants to be very boisterous. But anyway, I like talking about the client experience because in business and entrepreneurship, especially online, there is so much emphasis and so much focus put on the pre-sale activities, right? The pre-sale activities being your marketing or your sales. We always hear about the importance of marketing in your business, right? We have to be doing social media marketing, email marketing, digital marketing, right? We're hearing about Facebook ads, or should I do organic marketing? There's so much messaging about the importance of marketing in your business. And then when we think about the sales, it's like, okay, do I do sales pages? Do I do sales calls? How can I do this without being like a sleazy car salesman? Do I sell in the DM, right? So there's so much teaching and emphasis on these pre-sale activities. And rightfully so, right? You need to make money in order for your business to be a business, right? So without money, you're not a business. So it's understandable why so much emphasis is put on it. So the pre-sale activities, yes, they help you to get money, but it's really the post-sale activities or what you do after you make the sale that's going to help you to be more profitable and keep your money and be sustainable, right? And I'm gonna break this down for you guys in a little bit. Well, no, I'll break it down for you now. But if you really think about it, these pre-sale activities, there's a cost to acquiring each customer. If I say customer, I'm also meaning client for service providers. So each customer, there is a cost attached to acquiring them, right? Whether you're doing paid marketing or not. So there's costs associated with your time. There's costs associated with even, the softwares or the tools you might be using to acquire these customers. So let's say I'm gonna give an example, but I'm gonna keep it really simple so we can understand the concept. So let's just say you figured out that your customer acquisition cost is $1, right? So each customer that you get is costing you $1 to acquire that customer. Now, each customer that you engage with or that engages with your business, they also have a value or a customer lifetime value. So let's just say they purchase from you one time and that your product is $10. Again, this is a simple example. If they only purchase from you that one time, then your profitability is your $10 minus whatever cost it was to acquire them, which in our case is the $1. So your profitability is the $9. However, if you provide a good client experience for them and they come back and they're a repeat client, then let's just say they buy from you 3 times instead of just that one time. Now it only costs you $1 to acquire them initially, but now instead of spending this just $10 with you, they're spending $30 with you. And so now your profitability is $29 versus the $9, right? So we can look at this example and we can see that if you provide a good client experience, your customers are more likely to stay with you. Their customer lifetime value is going to increase, and that's going to lead to an increased profitability for you. Right? Okay, so I'm super excited because this is something I'm going to be explaining more and touching on more In my upcoming free workshop on June the 1st, the workshop, we're talking about how you can work less in your business without compromising your client experience and ultimately without losing money, right? Because we just saw how your profitability is attached to your client experience, right? So if you are more interested in kind of digging deeper into this topic, then definitely you want to sign up for the workshop. It's going to be on June the 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern time. If you register and you're not able to make it live, then yes, there is going to be a replay. If you're on Instagram, you can just click the link in my bio to sign up. If you're watching anywhere else, I'll drop the link in the description, but you can go to our website, plhconsulting.co, to register for the free workshop. Again, it's coming up on June the 1st, okay? So first of all, let's talk about what a crappy client experience looks like. And I just use the word crappy because I love using alliteration. So what does it look like, or what does a bad client experience look like? Number one, it looks like you don't even have an experience, right? So you don't have a process for your clients to go through once they give you their money, right? So there's not a clear path that's going to take them through onboarding, from onboarding to offboarding, right? You don't know what that path looks like. Your client doesn't know what that path looks like. And so there's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of confusion about what's happening. And that's also another sign that you have a bad client experience, is that there's a lot of confusion and there's a lot of chaos on both ends. Confusion and chaos for yourself, because you might not know which clients are in which part of the process. You're trying to figure things out on the go or as things happen. There might be some things that are falling through the cracks. Your client doesn't really know what's next for them as they are engaging with you. And so number one, there's not a clear path, but also number two, there's a lot of confusion and chaos about the entire experience, right? And I know I've experienced that before. So for example, one time, this is for a product-based business. One time I remember I had ordered a t-shirt online. And once I paid online, there was no type of communication about what would happen next. I didn't get a confirmation email that my payment had been received. I didn't get any type of updates about when the product was going to be shipped out. When I tried to communicate with them, I didn't really get any communication back. And so there was a lot of, on my end, Skylar, on my end, there was a lot of confusion because I didn't know. Like, I was almost at the point where I was going to, what is it? I don't even know what it's called in PayPal, where you dispute. I was going to do a dispute in PayPal because I had no information about what was happening with this experience. So I did not have a good experience with them. So a bad client experience, it looks like that. There's not a clear path. And then also there's some confusion and chaos about what's happening in the process. The client is confused. You're confused. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing for who. And then also there's this lack of communication or bad communication in the process. So I remember another time I had hired a service provider to do something specific for my business. And there was a lack of communication that happened. I did not receive the deliverables, Skylar. I did not receive the deliverables, and I had emailed. I wasn't getting any type of information back. And so the communication, it really just created a bad experience for me. And in that experience, I did do a dispute through PayPal because I was confused. I did not get my deliverable. There was not good communication. And so that was not a good experience for me as the client. And then also there were, again, these inconsistent deliverables. That's another sign that you don't have a good client experience, is that there's no real timetable for your deliverables. There's inconsistencies in when you say you're going to deliver something and then when something actually does get delivered. So these inconsistencies, they really provide, or they really like mess up the trust that the client has for you. And so when you have all of these things happening, you don't have a clear path, there's confusion and chaos, there's a lack of communication, or there's bad communication, and then you have inconsistent deliverables. all of that creates a situation and a scenario where the client is definitely, number one, they're not going to come back to you again, right? So like we talked about in the beginning, their customer lifetime value is not going to be as high as it could be had you provided them with a great client experience, right? So if they're not coming back to you for as a repeat customer or a repeat client, you're cutting into your profitability, right? And so that's one of the first things that happens, or what you're losing when you don't have a good client experience. You're losing out on money, right? Your cash flow, because there's an opportunity with every client for them to come back a second, a third, depending on what products or services you offer. There's always opportunity for them to come back again and again and again, right? If you have provided them with their product or their service, if they trust you, if they like you, if you have a good product or service, they're likely to come back. But your cash flow, you lose out on it when you don't provide that good experience, because they are not going to want to go through a bad experience again, right? So that's one of the first things that you lose out on when you don't have a good client experience. And then for you as the business owner, you lose credibility when you don't provide a good client experience, a good client experience. So if I'm the client and I'm having to chase you down for what you promised you were going to deliver to me, right? Especially if you have to pay in full, right? Because there are some situations where you got to pay in full before they start the work. If I have to pay in full and then I have to chase you down to be able to get what you said you were going to provide for me, that is a huge red flag, and I'm not going to trust you. I'm not going to think you are credible, right? That's like a hit to your character. So you're losing credibility when you don't provide a good client experience. So cash flow, you're losing credibility. And then also, again, that opportunity for the client referral, whether it's them coming back again or if it's them referring you to somebody else, you lose out on that, because they're not going to tell their friends, tell their family, tell their business partners to go to this person if they had a bad experience. Every single business that I had a bad experience with, I didn't badmouth them, but I definitely did not refer them to anybody else, because I wouldn't want anybody else to then be looking at me like, you referred me to this person and they did not do a good job, right? Because now that's my reputation that's on the line, and I'm not risking my reputation for somebody who's not going to provide an amazing client experience. So those are the few things. If you guys hopped in, this is a really short broadcast, but if you hopped in the middle and you missed the beginning part, I kind of broke down how your client experience is attached to your profitability. And that is part of what we're going to be talking about in this upcoming workshop that I'm doing on June the 1st, where we're talking about how you can work less in your business without compromising your client experience and ultimately without losing out on money. All right. So if you want to join me for that free workshop, go ahead on Instagram, click the link in my bio, or you can go to our website, plhconsulting.co, to sign up for that. If you missed the beginning, go back, watch the replay, and share this out with somebody else. Thank you guys for tuning in to this broadcast. Make sure, again, you share it out, get this information out to people. And in my next broadcast, or either I'm going to do it as a YouTube video, not sure yet. But in my next video, I'm going to be giving you guys some tips and some things that you can consider as you are creating your client experience so that you can improve it. So definitely stay tuned to the next video, and I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.